Thanks for downloading a 3CR podcast. 3CR is an independent community radio station based in Melbourne, Australia. We need your financial support to keep going. Go to www.3cr.org.au for more information and to donate online. Now stay tuned for your 3CR podcast.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard-earned weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
And it is indeed good morning from the Concrete Gang, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and heading into taxation time. The end of the financial year approaches, and so does the radiothon, and the Concrete Gang pull up at the Palace Hotel. As I said, it's coming up to taxation time, and we start extracting some money to keep 3CR on the air, doing what they do so well for so many years now. The Concrete Gang has been on air for over 40 years. Sounds like it sometimes, I must admit. But we are still out there doing it. Good morning, Gorilla. Good morning, Annie. Good morning, String Bean. Good morning, Buzzer, whichever planet you might be on at this point in time.
And it still takes him half an hour to say good morning, doesn't it? And get us into the show, doesn't it? He's unbelievable.
And cut to a track.
And the other thing is...
cut to my choice of tracks.
Hang on. And the other thing is, I'm not bright on bushy tail because I'm a little bit tired because I've got another job at the moment, night shift.
Yes, well...
Double bubble.
Indeed.
Yes. Anyway, so it's great to be here.
Look at the website.
So anyway,
not there either.
I bet they dust me balaclava off. I told you about the boys counting money once, didn't I? I told you that the other night, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, I won't. Should I tell it on the radio show? No. All right. So
it's about money.
It's about money, and we're back to the radiothon, and it's what's the
18th of June.
18th of June. So
live to air.
Live to air. Do you want to do it or what? So we want you ringing in because it can be very embarrassing if you got the three wise monkeys sitting here, and it's just deathly silence because none of you people out there are donating money. So make sure you ring in, and all requests, we'll honour all requests. If you want Ralph to go around and weed your garden, apparently Ralph's very good in the garden, and you can put a bid in for that, or if you want Warren, or if you want String Bean to go around and cook your vegetarian
Warren
dish.
Will come around and just talk to you for hours on end.
Yeah, we can send Warren around and drive you mad. So we've got it all covered, so make sure you ring in and whatever you want, and if you want a cheerio to someone's gone, one of our members that passed away, you can always do that. There's millions of ways you can make a little donation, and we can maybe still have a laugh along the way, maybe.
Indeed, and then of course, in July the 10th,
yes,
first RDO in July, there will be the now famous,
yes,
perhaps even infamous, fundraising exercise that the Concrete Gang runs down at the Palace Hotel in South Melbourne every year. So the 10th of July is the second date you've got to remember. The 18th of June, Sunday morning,
live.
Ring in, live to the Concrete Gang. And on Monday, the 10th of July, the big fun down at the Palace Hotel from basically late morning on.
11 o'clock onwards, and we've got the Jaded Cats again, and plus there's about, I think there's about $7,000 worth of raffle prizes. Only a couple of prizes. Well, the first prize is a $5,000 travel voucher, and it's only for the people that are there. So for a $10 ticket, you could win that, and we're only selling tickets on the day, so make sure you're there. It's a great prize, and the second prize I think is going to be $1,000 liquor voucher, but there's going to be no cake. We've blown the budget with the cake last year, but anyway, don't worry about that. We would have had it, but we caught Buzzer knocking some off, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We hit it and didn't he spin out.
So there's all that going on. So look, the more people we get there, the merrier. I mean, the Palace Hotel's been good supporters of ours, and they donate some money to 3CR, then donate the food for the day, and the only money they get out of it's the beer over the bar. So we want our best drinkers there, so make sure you're all there.
And another thing that will happen in that turn, fantastic day, other than a great band and all the rest, is Peggy of the Year, the final announcement of the winner. The competition's heating up, Gorilla. We're getting plenty coming in. And the latest, we've had a new nomination. We're getting lobbied pretty hard for one particular nominee.
Yeah, but we won't mention.
We won't give that any cred because we won't be bullied.
No, we won't. And
we won't be intimidated.
We will be bribed.
Yeah, we can be bribed for the concrete gang. You can bribe us, but the rules are, as you know, Spring Bean, they've got to be there on the day. If they're not there, they can't win.
That's exactly right. And I think our numbers are double just by Peggy's attending alone at the moment.
Well, they're the soul of the earth and good drinkers.
Yeah, that's right. That'll make it even better. So another reason to be there. Some great storytellers. And speaking of great blokes and good storytellers, Sam Presti, thanks for your nomination of Steve McVicker at Watpac, Armstrong Creek. He's a unique fella. A staunch unionist, comes down from Trentham every day, huge amounts of travelling to do a job. Well respected, does an amazing job. I've met Steve, he's a great bloke. Everyone talks about how neat and tidy everything is, has a good humour about him, props everyone up with his happy-go-lucky attitude.
And he suffers from industrial deafness because he's working with Sam Presti.
But despite that disability, you wouldn't know he has any disability at all. He's a great asset to the job. So
I love Sam. Sam doesn't know how to take that. He's a good man, Sam. And apparently that guy's a great Peggy too. But there's plenty of them. Yeah. I mean, we've heard about what good blokes are, but we've got to talk about their skills. We still haven't anyone that can cook a roast meal and a pie warmer. Talk about skills, you know. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, lots of good Peggy's keeping the place clean, but there's got to be some extras, isn't there, doesn't there? Well, there was the bloke who brought in chocolates from South Africa or something.
Fridge full of cold beer? Oh, you know, I'm not going to do that now.
Righto. Now, moving right along, let's talk about what's been happening in the world, particularly in the construction world, but also the CFMEU world, because people should note that on Friday there was a story in the papers about CUB. And you might say to yourself, well, what's that got to do with the CFMEU? Well, they're all our members. Down there at Abbotsford, they are CFMEU members overwhelmingly, but in the lead up to the long dispute with the metal workers and the ETU about the contract maintenance staff, there was a lot of blueing and that going on with the CFMEU and the production workers down there. But our mate Gary...
Bright fella.
Yes, our mate Gary, who was the boss of Abbotsford, put a few thoughts on paper.
Lead head kicker.
Yes.
What a great idea, Gary. Wrote himself a little note. High strategy it was. Win a war, he titles it. Number one, shoot the shit out of them. And he goes on...
Metaphorically or actually literally?
Well, I don't, there were shots fired, but I don't think it was related to CUB.
What's metaphorically mean?
Like, anyway.
Okay.
An analogy. Anyway, that's a different thing.
No one knows what it means.
It's an example. Cut the supply line, starve them out, he says. Lawyer fees, defamation, throw everything at them. But, you know, that's the extent of the strategy. Obviously a losing strategy in the end because
Indeed.
They're all back on the job on their old whack. So, and Brown and Gary's no longer there.
Gary's no longer there. So the war on workers failed miserably, Gary, but there's plenty of bosses out there who think that with the support of the Turnbull government, they can continue the war. And there's been a lot of calling coppers, calling the ABCC and all the rest of the shit.
Does it sound like Gary might have shot himself in the foot?
Yes.
I think he dropped a great big 18-gallon keg on his foot, I think. He's hobbling away into the distance. Now, talking of people who shoot themselves in the foot, drop a keg on their toes, Element 5 VCon.
Please.
Eh?
I reckon they're working off the same strategy sheet. Is Gary employed by them now?
Is anyone called Gary in their company? Element 5.
I'm not sure what Rob's brother's called.
Oh, yeah. Apparently he loves unions. Even worse than Rob.
Gary Morton. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The situation is, as we have told you on previous occasions, Element 5 VCon's all the same operation, and a worker was killed on one of their jobs without any cover, despite all the whinging and sooking that's gone on. If you are on an EBA job with an EBA builder or subcontractor, you are entitled, if you are so unfortunate as to be killed on the job, you're entitled to have your family, your dependents, paid out $400,000 death benefit, so that people are not put in a situation where they have to wait for some outcome of an investigation by work cover, because that can take for bloody ever. There's issues always about what happens with deaths, who's got the bank account, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, in place under the Incolink policy is a $400,000 death benefit going to the beneficiaries. Now, in this case, there was no EBA. In this case, there was no effort to get insurance. The bloke was killed. His wife's now being left in a situation where she is not only suffering the loss of her husband of so many years, but also the whole world in terms of the finances, and that has all been thrown into turmoil. And in discussions with the family, we appreciate just how difficult it has become for them, and so we're doing something about it. But let's just say, Element 5 VCon, Rob Morton, made a whole lot of promises. He was going to do this, he was going to do that, and he has done jack shit.
Well, there's been another accident since then.
And that's correct.
Bloke fell off the formwork and broke both his wrists. I think his wife's pregnant, wasn't it, at the time? I mean, this mobby just don't give a rat's ass about safety and what's happened to these. I think he's a member of ours too, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
So, you know.
Subby.
Yeah, so look, it's just keeps going and going and going. I mean, they don't seem to be lifting their game and their safety. I don't think they care. I mean, this Rob Morton and his band of Merry Men, Element 5, they just keep soldiering on, but and our members are paying the price for their safety.
Yep. In the same situation, insurance is not in place. Wife's 30 weeks pregnant or something, and how he's going to, he's going to be off for a long time. 2 broken wrists, can't do much work with that.
Don't know how do you wipe your ass with 2 broken wrists.
So which subby was he working for? Do we know?
Yes, we do, but I can't remember.
All right, okay. So I stand correction, they haven't got an EBA.
No, they haven't, no.
But he was a member of the union.
Yeah.
Anyway, Element 5 VCon are copping a right old whack, and they just add to the number of people who should, in fact, be having a damn good think about themselves. So let's have a little track now, the choice of the gorilla, and that is...
Track 4.
Track 4. Things you say. Or in the case of...
And there it was. I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't gone to sleep.
Things You Say is dedicated to Rob Morton. It's not the things you say, Rob, it's the things you do. And in this case, you've done bugger all for the family of the killed worker and also the injured worker. And we're going to keep up the pressure on you because you deserve to be exposed. Now, also getting exposed at the moment are the wonderful members of the MBA in Tasmania, because they have got the EBA campaign cranking up down there, and Voss and HMY, what luminaries of the industry, are being subject to protected action. And I would think that the fact that there's actually something happening in Hobart and other parts of Tassie is a shock to everyone down there, particularly our mate Eric.
Oh, poor Eric. Well,
Eric Abetz.
There's a nomination for Suki Lala. We were wondering about that. We'll put that in. So H&Y and Voss, what an insult to their workers they are. They put through an offer that's just nowhere near good enough. The Tassie workers are getting well underpaid. They know it. They're really they've got that now. I think with the union presence down there's been some changes that means they're ready to take a stand, and they are. So protected actions kicked off this week, or last week, and they're just wanting their fair whack. They're just looking for a union rate that comes close to what people are being paid in the rest of the country, and they're taking a stand. It's fantastic. So if you know anyone down there in Tassie, give them a G up because they're doing a great job.
Yes, indeed. It's all happening down there, and who's whinging? The MBA. All the Liberal politicians like Eric Abetz. Ja, wollen mein Eric.
Mind you, they haven't got themselves on the same page. Fascinating to see that Eric reckons all their jobs are at risk and all this sort of stuff, whereas the developer at Parliament Square, that's one Hanson Yunkin job, big Hanson Yunkin job down there in Hobart, says that the reason they've had delays so far has been the amount of work on in the construction industry that's slowing them down. They can't get the people on the job or the gear they need. So, that says it all. I think when you've got that much work going on that it's slowing down jobs, it's a good time to ask for your fair whack.
Indeed, and why would you go to Tassie to work? The rates are shocking. In a shit job in Melbourne, you can get probably 50% on top of what they get down there. So the boys are down there fighting it out, and good on them, and the union is leading the way.
They've got some Melbourne asbestos mobs down there as well that are on Melbourne rates.
That's
so
right.
They're all having a look at what they should be getting with the blokes working next to them. So, yeah, doing everything right down there in Tassie. Good on you, fellas.
Righto. Now, we should just mention the Australian Taxation Office, absolutely wrought with corruption by the sounds of it. The son's got a $900,000 Ferrari and somehow the Deputy Commissioner didn't notice. Eh?
Nor did they notice $165 million of missing money.
Yes, indeed. It's all on, and we talk about tax on this show quite often because there's a few people out there who should be investigated, and they're nearly all bosses.
I assume they'll get a special police task force and multiple royal commissions into the tax office, and that's all on its way, I assume. Is that, or am I being naive?
You are being naive in the extreme. Hey, that's just reserved for the likes of us. Anyway, we should also mention as part of that matter, Bob Day. We all remember Bob Day, who hated the CFMEU and unionism generally.
Was all for the task force, the ABCC.
Yep. And now he is being investigated for sham contracting as well as tax avoidance, and he has to pay his Senate salary back. Gee whiz, Bob, what a shame. Hey?
What
and
a rat.
Our mates from Watersun have been exposed on a current affair. Gee whiz, we're ahead of the play, aren't we? We just keep predicting what's going to be of interest.
Why don't they spend all the money on these rats, Honestly, that Watersun, the directors took money out of the company before the shit hit the fan. They're all sitting back in the Bahamas in the yachts and all that. There's all hundreds of people that haven't had their homes finished and lost millions and millions of dollars, and not to mention the subbies, all their companies have gone broke. And there's a raft of them. I remember Ducon would sail along one day building that restaurant down there in St Kilda, shut the books. Next day they were Ducon maintenance.
Yeah.
So that was all right. So, I mean, all those subbies went broke and all that. It's just endless. But we keep going on about it. The concrete gang's one of our big things here, but obviously we're not taught to we haven't got the right audience to be talking to, have we, Warren or Stringbean?
But there again, they keep pointing at us, keep poking us in the ribs to give them a bit of distraction so that people don't concentrate on who's actually stuffing the country and fucking people over.
Although Nigel listens to the show, hi Nige, and
yeah.
I do believe it's under his remit to deal with some of this stuff now. Doesn't he have a job to do on sham contracting?
His budget has been reduced, so guess which area is not going to get done.
I know what area. The red wine. There'll be less red wine. There'll be less red wine. Less red wine for old Nigel Poos. And is he still going business class, Nigel?
Oh, of course.
Of course. All right.
Now, I should just mention at that point too that Carter Holt Harvey, which is a New Zealand-based multinational, took $55 million out of their Australian operation and same day announced they were closing one of their operations down in Gippsland and putting 160 people out of work.
Because $55 million.
It's called capitalism with a capital C.
Because $55 million went missing.
Unbelievable. But what doesn't go missing, and which keeps popping themselves up all the time, is our new friends, BPM.
Oh, please.
Also known as ACCA,
Ironside. So just when
they're not in a wheelchair, but they might be soon.
Just when you think things are, getting a bit tough, me and the old Buzzer just slipped on a job one day, and my old mate, he doesn't miss too many things. I'm not good in the fine print, but Buzzer is. And he was looking at the builders and who's who in the zoo on this job, and I seen his eyes light up. It's the happiest I've seen him in months. And have a guess what? Ironside's office is the same office where you can buy scented candles. And we all know who makes scented candles.
Mr. Hallahan.
Mr. Hang Your Hand, who owns BPM. What a bunch of wankers, honestly. And then the other job, we found another Ironside job, which is another 1,000 metres down the road. And now we know why he makes candles. Because they had no power on the job. And the blokes were working with no power, no lights, no nothing, no heater, no coffee, no nothing. So, obviously, there was a box of candles on their way, but they didn't get there quick enough.
They were all very relaxed, though, from the aromatic oils infused.
So there the wankers were
Jonathan
dealing.
Hallahan, you wanker.
Yeah.
Righto, we better
Scallywags.
Scallywags. I want to nominate Coles and the SDA because they've been exposed yet again. A worker for Coles up in Queensland single-handedly took it up to them and absolutely shamed them before the Fair Work Commission.
I'm nominating Ironside and BPM, same thing, same day, same candles.
That's right. Element 5 VCon.
Oh, please.
Erica Betts for the Suki Lala.
Yep.
Bob Day, CUB.
Oh, yeah, Bob Day.
And just a bit of solidarity with our friends from the UFU, the United Firefighters. Let's nominate Brad Patten, the Liberal Member of Parliament who got up in the House and talked a whole lot of shit, which proved to be very untrue. Bad move, Brad. Better not catch fire at your house. Maybe slow service, eh? Hey? Because they're obviously not good enough to do the job, so that's what's going to happen.
Is it still burning? We'll just get a cup of coffee. Oh, what a shame. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm going for...
And I also want to nominate Carter Holt Harvey because taking $55 million out and then shutting the place in the same day is one of the most extreme examples of bosses just treating people with contempt that I've seen for a long time.
Right up.
And Zoom.
Oh, and Zoom. We'll come to Zoom story over the next few weeks.
Right up. Let's go. I'm going Element 5, Bob Day, Ironside and BPM. That's all.
Just a whole lot.
I've narrowed it down.
A box Quinella.
No, that's 4. It's a quadrella, mate.
Oh, right, okay.
Surely Element 5 have repeated the same setup a bloke's broken both wrists, and no insurance is exactly the same as the fatality earlier in the year in terms of the employment arrangement. I reckon that's got to be a winner, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's up, mate. Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
We'll go with element.
We're going with element 5. Yeah. And we're going to go with Erica Betts for the Suki Lala. And, listen, can I nominate Bob Day for our new award, the WOW Award, Wanker of the Week, because that sanctimonious, born-again Christian who stood up there and said what a miserable pack of people we were as a union, and building workers were a disgrace, and who was rorting the system all the way through, and he's getting discovered yet again. Right,
who's lawless now? Bobby.
And a special cheerio to Coot. Cooter's not going too well at the moment, so keep your chin up. Cooter's always been a great trade unionist and then looked after the union, so good luck to you, Coot.
Indeed, and also a cheerio to Georgie Patterson. Bricky by trade, a union organiser for many years, been back on the job for quite some time, finally retired and has had some health issues. And
our Georgie?
Georgie Desperado is being moved back to Richmond. To help his recovery. So Georgie's down in Richmond, and we'll get the details out to people as soon as everything is finalised.
I hope you didn't get the score last week. You go in a relapse, Georgie. The old Tigers. All right.
Righto. Going the same old way. Dare to struggle.
Dare to win.
If you don't fight,
you lose.
Good morning from the Concrete Gang, and this little track is Sorry by the Easy Beats and Rob Morton, CUB, all those people. Sorry would be a good place to start, then pay some bloody money.
Think I know just why. Sorry.
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.